Hey guys, I'm back. I'm hoping that this fixed the pixelation problem. I'm just trying to find myself so I can see if... Oh, that looks so much better. I even cleaned... No, it doesn't. That's so crazy. When I have it down low, it's fine. But the minute that I hit play, it looks pixelated. This is crazy. This has to be an FB thing. A Facebook thing. Darn it. Let me try to refresh again. I'm so sorry about this. This is the only bad thing about doing Facebook Live is it can get pixelated sometimes. Oh goodness. Yeah, that's it. That was the same thing with me too, Debbie. It started out really good and then it went pixelated, and I really think that it's an FB problem. Gosh. I don't know what to do. I'm going to go ahead and save this on my phone. I don't have enough subscribers on YouTube to do a live on YouTube. Otherwise, I would do YouTube or I would do Zoom. So the only thing I can think of is that I can go ahead and talk you guys through this and record it, download it, and then upload it on Facebook again to see if that will work. I will do whatever you guys would like me to do because it doesn't look like you guys can really see me. It really stinks. What's hard, Debbie? Gosh, this is so horrible. And I know it's not my phone. I know it's Facebook. So let's see. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and keep recording so you guys can hear me. Maybe it'll clear up. I'm hoping it will clear up. And then I'll just download it onto my phone and then stick it, up for you guys later. I'll stick it in the group though. I won't stick it on YouTube, Debbie. Oh, the YouTube thing is hard. Yeah, I think I'm about 75 people shy of 1,000 subscribers. Otherwise, I could do it on YouTube Live as well. Yeah, the hair and the flowers is just awful. So I'm going to go ahead and go underneath this hair right here that's sticking out because there'll be a little shadow there. I feel really bad that Facebook is messing this video up. And I'm going to go all the way around the flowers. And then I'm going to come down around her chin. And then she's got on her eyes, she has a bit of an eyelid. So I'm just going to go around the top of the eyelid and a little bit in the front. Not a whole lot. Just kind of where the shadows already are at. And then I'll go a little bit underneath her nose. And then around. Because we know we all have that little shadow right there in that little nook. Okay. And then I will go ahead and put a little bit of shading here by her eye from her nose. Then she'll also, not only will it come underneath her chin right here, but it'll also come underneath her neck. And it'll kind of come down from the shadow of her chin. And then she'll still have a bit of a shadow here in the crook of her neck. I don't even know what that's called, that part right there. And then right here, and then I'm going to put a shadow on where the little hair pieces are coming down. and another piece right here. And then she's going to have, because I'm going to have the sun coming from this direction only, she will have a lot of shadow coming this way. So I'm just going to put that in now. And I'm just kind of flicking out, just small little flicks. Let's see, and she'll have a little bit of a shadow from these flowers, which I don't color these flowers a whole lot. I do a little bit, but not too terribly much. And then we'll put a little shadow right here. Is there something that makes you choose where the sun is coming from? For the sun, I usually go to where their face is going to get the most sun, because if you come from behind, all her hair and everything is going to be blocking the sun, so there won't be any sun on her face. Normally, for me, it's just I have the sun coming in from both sides, or I'll have it coming in from one side, wherever they're going to get the most. So like, say I had both of these people and they're standing together, I would still come. But if she was facing her, then I would have the sun coming from above. So it's just, for me, it's wherever there's going to be the most light that is going to be cast on the image of whoever I'm doing this of, or whatever image I'm doing. So get a little bit, because this is her shoulder right here. So I'm going to go ahead and get a little bit right here, because this is her arm. And then I forgot to get underneath her little mouth. And I usually just go ahead and kind of make that tapered off like that. So, and then I've got EO4. Now remember, EO4 is our cast shadows. So I'm going to go ahead and put EO4 in here. I'll put EO4 along her hairline. And then some EO4 along the flowers. And then along these little hairs. And I'm just making it really, really thin. Okay, then we're going to have a little bit of a cast shadow here underneath her lip, and a little bit of one here, but not much. So I mean, you don't even really have to put that one if you don't want to. And then she'll have one here underneath her chin. And then she doesn't, these flowers are more like in the background behind her, but she will have a little bit of cast shadow here for her hair, for the flowers and stuff that are in her hair. Okay. And then she wouldn't really have a cast shadow here because this is in front. And then she wouldn't have really a cast shadow here, but we can put one right here just to make that stand out just a little bit. So let's see. Looks like I need to maybe zoom in a little more. So let me try that, see if it helps at all. There we go. Try anything to make the FB work. So now I'm going to go ahead and pull the EO4 out a bit and blend that in. Just go ahead and fill this part up here in the hair. And then go ahead and pull this out. And just blend that EO4. There we go. Go ahead and get these parts again. And then here's some more EO4. And then with the hair and the back of the neck a little bit. And I actually forgot EO4 right there, so I'm going to go ahead and get that in there with that little hair right here. And then back to the E11 to blend that out. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and move on to the E21. Debbie, that was actually a really good question. I don't think I've ever had anyone ask me how I decide where my sun is going to come from. So that was a really good question. Thank you for making me think and explain that. So I'm just pulling out the E11 with the E21. And I'm going to get a little bit more of her eye here. Get a little bit underneath her eye. Whoops, I just colored her hair, but that's okay. Get around her nose. Go ahead and pull this part out a little bit, not completely. That most shows on the face some way. Oh, yes. Because you really want to get the face, so you don't want the face hidden in the shadows. So I'm actually just filling in right here where the hair is, because this is a, I didn't realize how big I printed this. Holy mac and cheese. I should not have printed it this big, but I wanted to make sure you guys could see. So, and then I want to make sure you guys can see, and then the darn thing is pixelated. What the heck? Oh, I'm so glad, Carrie. Thank you for telling me that. Mine is still a little bit pixelated, but it does look a bit better. So there's the E21. Now I'm going to go on to the cheeks, and the cheeks we're going to do R20 and R30. So I don't really do her cheeks the way I do La La Land cheeks. These cheeks, I just kind of, because this is going to be her cheekbone here. So I just kind of put this in the background because I don't want it to be like super crazy, you know. There we go. Oh, good. I'm so glad it's getting, oh, I'm so happy it's getting better. I will still post the video though, just in case, you know, because I don't really want you guys to miss the first part. So her cheek just kind of comes out a little bit because that's going to get blended anyway. Here is my E00. And again, I'm just pulling from back behind. I'm going to finish out her little eye. And I'm going to pull, I'm going to blend that R30 and R20. And I'm blending out the rest of her nose. I might not actually, I thought because the image was bigger I might use the E000, but I'm thinking I may not need it now. So I'm just blending this out. And it's just, all of it is just, it's all about building that color and getting it all looking nice and smooth. So blend this, because I don't really want that. There's that line right there. I can't believe there's such a line. It's not going away. But it happens once in a while, so don't be alarmed if it happens to you. So I'm going to go ahead and blend out her shoulder, and we are about done with her skin. Here we go. This is Nina. I don't use the Copic Express It paper. The Express It paper actually isn't, I always thought it was made by Copic, but it's actually not. It's just made by a company that partnered up with Imagination International, the company who used to be the distributor for Copic Markers in the US. But it's actually, the paper's not made by Copic. But I don't use the Express It paper. I'm way too heavy-handed. This is Nina 80-pound cardstock, because this is a digital stamp and my 110 doesn't go through. So otherwise I would use 110 because I love 110. It really soaks up my heavy-handedness. So, whoops, I don't want R32 yet. I want to go back and use EO4 just for a second. And I'm going to do just a little bit of dark on her lips. Just a smidge. Oh, and now it's back to pixelated. Oh my goodness. Okay, so, and then I'm going to use R32. And I'm going to pull that EO4 out because it'll darken up my R32 a little bit and just give her some nice rosy lips. So that is her skin. Let's see, let's do her eye. Her eye, I'm going to do, it's so small. Her eye, even at this size, her eye is small. So I'm just going to do like, I'm literally doing little tiny dots. And I'm just going to do a tiny dot of the BO5. And then I'm going to do some tiny dots again with the BO1 just to brighten up that BO5. And that's it. Just tiny dots on the eyes. You're heavy-handed too, Debbie. You might like the Nina then better, because I have found for heavy-handedness Nina cardstock. And then I've even started coloring on watercolor paper, because if you guys remember me posting these ones, this is a really thick 110-pound like watercolor paper almost. And that's what I colored those on. So, but watercolor paper will work for heavy-handedness too. It'll soak up some more ink, but it's really super nice. So, for her hair, I'm just going to use E50, 51, 53, 55, and I forgot to grab my 59 or my 57. Where is that? 47, 57. Here we go. So 57. Copic. Oh, Copic paper. I bleed through like you would not believe. And it's because we're heavy-handed, Debbie. Me and you, girl. Heavy-handed. Okay, so I'm going to start with E55 because E57 is going to be our dark contrast color. So we're going to wait on that one, and we're going to start with E55. So one nice thing about coloring Aurora Wing's images is she does put little places, you know, of dark dots or texture, whatever you want, so that we can see where shadows should go and where she meant them to be on her image. Now, if you ask Mitzi, she will tell you, oh, just, you know, whatever inspires you to do. But she does an amazing job at helping us decide where the color should go. So I'm just going to go ahead and wherever there's a little line or a tiny bit of dots, I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of shading, E55. Now, some of it doesn't have dots. So like right here, I put some underneath this hair that's going down. But there was no dots, there was no shading. I just know that the shadow goes there. And then I'm going to put some shadow here because we have a little bit of a piece of hair coming this way. I can't wait to see how you guys color this. I'm really excited to see you guys color. Did anybody already buy this stamp? So right here, she has a little bit of hair that's just like tucked behind, and it actually goes back behind her head. So I went ahead and just colored that in with my E55, and I might actually darken that up. Oh, good. Awesome. I can't wait to see you color it. Okay, so, and just, but if you see, it's just, it makes it, all these little dots and stuff just make it so nice and easy to color this and make it nice. It takes a lot of the guesswork out. Granted, there's a lot of little different places that need shading, but you know, it probably wouldn't be so bad if I wouldn't have made it so big. Here we go. So the top is going to be pretty easy. It just comes down. And I usually just go on the lines and where the dots are at. And this can just go up. And then there's going to be a lot of shading up in here next to the flowers because her hair just all kind of goes down into her little bun. And I'm just pulling those lines out with my E55. And we can make those even deeper with the E57. Oh, are you, Sarah? That's awesome. I can't wait to see. So her hair kind of gets mushed in down here with the poppies and the flowers. So it gets a little tricky as to what is hair and what is not. So right here is a flower. Here is a flower. So her bun kind of comes up right, like here's a dark piece of her bun and here's some. And it just kind of comes out from the center of where the bun starts, which is this line right here. So then so this right here is the flower, okay? And then this right here is flower. This right here is actually hair. And I'm just going to get in there where the flowers are at. And then I'm going to go back up here, kind of get some shadow in with those flowers where they're at. This part I tend to go a little slow, so I'm really sorry if I'm going too slow and anybody is snoring, because I might be snoring by now if it was me. And then this part right in here gets a little bit dark too. There we go. And then we need a little bit right here. There we go. Do you guys need me to stop for a second with this part so that you guys can see where I colored the E55? Let me know. Although it's all pixelated again. At least on my end, it's pixelated. So I'll take a drink and see if you guys, so that you guys can continue to see this. If you can see it, that is. Okay, so now I'm going to use my E53. And, yeah, mine keeps going. I keep looking up every so often to see if it's actually pixelated or not. So I'm still going to definitely download this video because I'm recording it and just post it to the group later. Pray that it's not pixelated for you guys. If it is still pixelated, even when I download it and post it to the group, I will go ahead and color this again. Maybe this weekend when I get a little bit of time, I'll color this again and I will just re-record it and post it for you guys because I don't want you to miss out. You guys, you know, you pay me for this. How do I... Oh, Sarah, for thin flicks, I barely, and I mean, just, I'm holding my pen just really light. I'm not like gripping it or anything, and I'm just barely touching the paper like a paintbrush. Now, if I put more pressure, I'm going to get thicker lines. But if I just put next to no pressure at all, then I get the really super thin lines. So it takes a lot of practice, believe me, and you can ask Paula. She's been trying to practice the thin lines too. But it's just a matter of just, I mean basically just scraping that pen on your paper, just barely touching. So I don't know, I've always done the thin lines. I don't know why. I've recently just started doing thicker lines because I've changed how I hold my pen due to trying to keep my fat fingers out of y'all's way so that you can see. So let's see. Hey, I have an idea. I just thought of something. I know that most of you here like La La Land Crafts. And most of you are from, you know, fans of La La Land Crafts. That's how you found me. But they're going to be doing another event like they did last year where the team gets together and does live videos. And I was thinking about doing a coloring video again. Is there any images you guys can tell me that you would like me to color that day? It's Sunday, May 1st, so keep it on your calendar because we're going to be doing videos like all day long, like every hour. It's going to be fun. I love doing the live videos in there. Let's just pray this doesn't happen with the pixelation. Holy mac and cheese. There we go. So that was E53. I don't think I'm going to need the 50, but we'll see. This is E51. And I'm just, again, pulling it out just really lightly, super lightly. Like, pretend you're coloring baby's skin. Which we wouldn't really color baby skin, but you guys know what I mean because they're just so fragile. Or how about a raw egg? They're really fragile. You can't push on those little things at all. But I'm barely touching the paper. There we go. Yeah, I think I'm just going to finish it off with the E51. Okay. And I just love this image. I just think she's so pretty. I love this image. There we go. I think I've got all the little bits and pieces. Now I'm going to go in with my E57, and I'm going to get just the dark places, just the places that really need the shadows. So like this one right here, she needs a shadow there. Doing these images because I'm so used to doing it. Oh, I do a lot of the cartoon types, just because I know a lot of you like La La Land crafts and you're fans of La La Land crafts. So I tend to do the things that you guys like to see. But I love these kinds of images. I absolutely love them. It just gives me a nice change once in a while. So I'm going to flip her just to the side a little bit so I can get these little tiny corners in here. Because remember I talked about how contrast will make certain pieces of the image come forward so that you can see them a little bit more. So I'm just doing the real thin lines again and just putting them right where the contrast would be so that I can bring all this forward. Okay, and then she'll have a little bit right here. So, and then I'll smooth this out. Yeah, it does make her hair pop. I love it. It makes it look more full and more dimensional. So I'm just getting in there, and I'll probably go back with my E55 again so that I can blend that out a little bit, because I don't want it looking super dark and harsh, but I do want things to look like they're a little bit more forward than the rest of everything else. So I'm going to go ahead and go on these lines right here and on that dotted line. And then she's got a dark line here. So get into these little, I'm only doing one side of these. Let me go the other way so I don't totally mess this up. But I'm just going to one side of all these little V parts to really make it stand out a bit. Come up on this side, bring that out a little bit further. Okay, and then this needs a little bit, and right here. And then we'll get some on that side because it's kind of bending down into her bun. And now I will get her bun. I think my pen is starting to need a refill here. Here we go. Just get right there underneath that. And we are almost done with the E57. I'm just going to go along the edge of that flower to make that come out a little bit more. There we go. So now instead of using my E57, I'm going to try and see what, because I haven't done it. You guys know me, I always like to try stuff with you. So I'm going to actually just use my E53. Oh, look at that. Look at that. I love it. What about you guys? Do you like it? Can you see it? Is it pixelated? There we go. And I'm just blending that, pulling it out with the E53 instead of pulling it out with the E55. Love it. I'm glad I didn't use the 55 and use the 53 instead. Here we go. Get in that bun again. Decorative paint. No. Priscilla Hauser's decorative painting with acrylic paints. I will look that up for you, Debbie. I've never even heard of that. I will let you know that I am really just, I am like a horse with blinders on. I love my Copics. Here we go. Get in there with the flowers in her hair. Here we go. Almost done with this part. Oh, that sounds like that would be fun. I'm horrible at painting. I mean, like, seriously horrible with painting. It's funny, I can use markers all day long, but you give me a paint and paintbrush and you're lucky if a stick figure looks okay. So there's her hair. So we're all done with the hair now. Now it's attacking the flowers. So the flowers, I'm going to be using the R29, R17, R05, and R59. The 59 is going to be our dark contrast color, just like the E57. So I'm going to set that one aside, and I'm going to be starting with the R29. I know how much you guys love red. So you can always do the flowers. I mean, they're supposed to be poppies, but I mean, you can do them in any color you want. Oranges, yellows, pinks, you know, purples, whatever you want to do them in. I mean, it is your image to color. So the flowers are going to be pretty much the same as the hair. What I did is I used the R29 and I go in from the center and I just pull a little bit out, and if there's a line there, I just pull it out a little bit more. So just go ahead and pull that out right there. Just keep going all the way around. Now here there's like a little lip of the blossom coming down. So I'm going to go ahead and color that. There we go, just around there. Sometimes it's really hard to see what a lip on the flower is. So you kind of have to just look at the flower and how it would be. So that's a lip of a flower right here. And then I'm just going to outline this a little bit so you guys can see where that petal is at. So there's these are the back petals back here. And that will just go out a little bit that way. And then you've got a new petal right here. And this one has the lip of the petal too. And then this one as well. So I'm just going to go around the outside of those petals because that will let me know where the next petals are. And then here is another lip of the petal from behind. And you just kind of work your way out. There's a petal lip. I don't even know if that's what they're really called, but that's what I call them, is petal lips. So you guys can laugh at me, it's okay. You guys know I make up words. Here we go. And then just go around the outside, because those petals on the top are going to give all of the upper petals, or the petals on the top are going to give the bottom petals some shading. And then I'm going to pull this out. This is another flower from below. I'm actually going to color that because that is below, and so it's kind of like a little ripple. Here we go. I'm hoping it's not pixelated for you. My hand is staying out of the way enough so that you guys can see. Okay, so this right here is another flower altogether. And I've never figured out what kind of flower that was. So I was actually just going to color that red like the poppies as well. So I'm going to stop with that. Wait, there's another petal right here. So I'm going to stop right there with the R29 for now because I want to just get these ones done for you. Whoops, wrong end. Here we go. So now I'm just going to barely pull this out. Now, if you want your poppies to be a little bit brighter, then leave as much white as you can while you're doing the R17. If you want them to be a little bit darker, then you can always just finish it out with the R17, whatever you would like to do. Now I don't know the inside. I think the inside of the poppy is like a really dark purplish black. And so I'm going to need to look at my colors to see which one would be best for that. So let's see, just pulling out the rest of the R29. Here we go. That's okay. We're actually having, Paula, I'm sorry that you're having that weather, but it's really pixelated, like pixelated sometimes, pixelated not, kind of like your power going on and off. So I'm sorry, and I hope you keep your weather to yourself. Don't be sending it up here, girlfriend. I know you like to share your weather, but I don't want none of that business. Okay, so we are about done with the R29 for these flowers, or the R17, sorry, 17 for those flowers. Now I'm going to use, Debbie, are you near Paula or are you near me? So I know where the weather's not going to be good. So now I'm going to use R05 and I'm just going to finish out these petals. Oh, don't say that. Oak trees are pretty sturdy though, so I'm hoping it just stays where it's supposed to be staying. Especially after all the work you've put into your craft room, Paula. That would be a tragedy. Here we go. Just finishing this out. Don't forget, don't get these little inside parts. You live in, oh, you used to live in North Carolina. You're in Jersey now. Well, what'd you move up there for, Debbie? Goodness gracious. If you're going to have bad weather, Debbie, and Paula already has bad weather, her weather's probably going to go through me to get to you. Goodness gracious. Paula likes to share with everybody when it comes to weather. Here we go. And it looks like I missed a bit of her hair right here too. Here we go. Almost done with the R05 for these flowers. And then we will start in on our R59. There we go. I can do wind because I lived in California in the middle of a wind farm for years. But don't give me tornadoes. I don't like tornadoes. So the R59, I'm just going to take and put in like just in the centers, and I'm going to go around the edges of the petals. And I'm trying to stay out of y'all's way so you can see if it's not pixelated. So, how many of you think you've got these flowers down to where you can do them? Or do you want me, because I do have another appointment today that I have to go to. So I can't continue after 4 o'clock. But if you guys want me to like postpone the other classes and do a second class of this, or try to do this on I don't think I have anything going on Thursday. Do I? I'll have to look at my calendar if I do. But if you guys want me to do like a second, you know, like a part 2 of this class, let me know so I can get it scheduled, and we'll try to finish all the flowers together. If you want to, or if you think you've got the flowers, then just tell me you got it and we'll be good. So I'm just getting around the edges of the little lips here. Let's see. Here we go. But see how it's starting to bring the other petals forward by putting that R59 in there and making the little petal lips stand out a little bit more. Here we go. See, I love how that looks. And again, I'm just doing really thin lines. Here we go. Are the flower, yes, the flowers around her are all the same type of flower. I actually think this is just like a white flower along with the white flowers in her hair. Like a, what are those called? A lily? Thank you, Carrie. So just get that in there. There we go. I honestly did not think that coloring these flowers would take so long. So there's the R59. So for the center of those, I'm thinking, now that I've thought about it, R99 and R95. Let's get those out. So just do like a little bit. You know how dark the inside of those poppies are, but we don't want it to look like black to where it's like, well, I guess poppy seeds are black, aren't they? It's just sometimes I don't like to make it really dark because then sometimes you kind of just lose everything that's in there. That's the only reason I say that. So let's lighten it up just a little bit because we know they're supposed to be dark, but we don't want to lose all that texture and all those pretty lines of the flower. How does that look? Does that look good? Does that look like the inside of a poppy? There we go. I think it looks good. I think that'll work. Oh, I'm glad you're here to watch with us, Carrie. I've been following you on Instagram for a while and stuff, so it's been really nice getting to know you. Oh, awesome. So let's see. It's 4 o'clock. I have about, I guess I can push it another 5 minutes. So did you guys want me to do a second day on this and do the flowers around? Or do you feel comfortable? Let me know. So these little flowers, let's see, it's red poppies. I don't know what color flowers I mean, we could do white. The skin tone is, I did list all the colors up in the description, but the skin is E11. Let's see, let me grab my colors. It's easier for me that way. So the skin is not that color. The skin is going to be E11, E21, E0. Oh, they do look like baby's breath. E00, R30, R20, 32 is for the lips, and then E04 is for the that's for the cast shadow underneath the hair. Okay, and I'm going to make sure I see, you know, while I'm sitting and waiting for my appointment, how what do you call it? The recording went. My brain is starting to go, you guys. So you could always just take like a C1 and kind of make it white. Or you could always make it a little bit of, you know, bluish. So that would be the white. If you wanted like a really light bluish hue to them, You could always use B000 and just give it kind of like a little bit of a blue hue to it. And just kind of dab it in there because the flowers are so teeny weeny tiny. Okay. And then these ones you could put to make them lilies. You could do like Y11 and just bring that out on the darkest part. Because see that right there, that thing makes me think that it's a lily. I could be wrong though. I could be wrong. Okay, and then it looks like there's some lilies back here. And I don't know what color that is for a lily. So I'm actually dabbing in the center of the baby's breath. So I'm just like in the center. And then you can pull it out a little bit more just to keep it nice and light. You can just, with a 0, just pull it out a little bit. And that'll soften it up even more as well. Okay. And you could even do that with this to keep that nice and light and soft, like a white lily that just has the yellow in the center. I think I'm thinking of the right flower. There we go. Okay, so let me know. I have to go, and I'm really sorry. I didn't think it was going to take this long to color her. But let me know if you guys want a second session with her, and I will keep checking. Just message me or tag me or something, and I will keep checking to see if you guys want that second session or if you feel okay. So I will see you guys later. Thank you for coming. I'm so happy that I get to have Tuesdays with you guys. So I will talk to you guys later, and I will see you soon. See you. Bye.